Deep under Mexico, there is a crystal cave humans can only survive inside for minutes.
At first glance, it looks like ice, but the air inside is dangerously hot.
So how did Earth build a crystal palace that almost rejects human life? Some crystals are longer than a small bus, yet they grew in total darkness. The strangest part is not that the cave exists, it is that humans found it at all. Above it, the landscape is dry, bright, and easy to misunderstand. The cave lies beneath Naica, a mining area in the state of Chihuahua. For decades, miners worked through limestone and metal-rich rock without seeing the chamber. Nothing on the surface clearly announces that a crystal world is waiting below. But hundreds of meters beneath the ground, the temperature and pressure tell another story. The cave was not carved for visitors. It was uncovered by accident. When the opening appeared, it led into something that looked almost impossible. Behind the rock was a room crowded with giant, translucent crystal beams. Miners had entered a place that had been sealed from ordinary daylight. The crystals were not small decorations. They were architecture made by geology. A human body looks fragile here, surrounded by mineral beams larger than trees. Their surfaces are sharp, smooth, and strangely clear, like frozen light trapped underground. But the moment people entered, the cave began testing the limits of the body. The danger is not falling rock. It is the air itself. Inside Naica, heat and moisture combine in a way the human body cannot easily escape. Every step deeper means less airflow, more heat, and fewer safe minutes. The cave looks silent, but it behaves like a machine still connected to deep earth. To understand why it is so dangerous, we have to leave the crystals for a moment. Normally, sweat cools the body, but in extreme humidity, that system begins to fail. The body produces sweat, but the wet air gives it almost nowhere to evaporate. This is why the cave can become unsafe long before a person reaches the far wall. Scientists who studied Naica needed cooling suits, respirators, and strict time limits. Without protection, the cave is not a destination. It is a countdown. In this air, heat does not just surround the body, it closes around it. The same humidity that makes the cave beautiful also makes it hostile. But heat alone did not create the crystals. Water did most of the work. For a long time, the chamber was filled with hot, mineral-rich water. Only after water was pumped away could people see the chamber clearly. That pumping revealed the crystals, but it also exposed them to a new world. To see how they formed, imagine the cave before humans ever entered. The recipe begins with limestone, heat, water, and dissolved minerals moving underground. In the right conditions, calcium and sulfate can combine into gypsum crystals. Naica's rare gift was stability. Heat, chemistry, and water stayed balanced for a very long time. Crystals this large do not appear suddenly.
They are the result of patience on a geological scale.
Because the environment changed slowly, the crystals could grow smooth, clear, and unusually perfect.
The warmth came from deep earth, where hot rock influenced the water moving through the mountain. The water acted like a slow delivery system, carrying the ingredients crystal by crystal. What looks like a frozen cave is actually the record of hot water and time. The cave did not become extraordinary because it was chaotic. It became extraordinary because it was stable. In most caves, conditions change too often for crystals to reach this size.
I've never
Gypsum
seen
is
anything like
common,
this.
But giant,
just keeps going
clear
up.
gypsum crystals like these require uncommon conditions.
The chamber became a natural laboratory where chemistry, heat, and stillness worked together.
Then mining changed the cave's balance, replacing water with air. For humans, that made the cave visible. For the crystals, it changed everything. Every research trip into the chamber had to be planned around the body's limits. Researchers entered with cooling systems because ordinary protection was not enough. Inside, the mission was never relaxed. Observe, document, measure, and leave. The crystals may look indestructible, but their environment is part of their survival. Even in this extreme darkness, scientists found reasons to ask whether life could persist. Places like Naica help scientists think about life in environments far beyond comfort. But the cave's greatest lesson may be that some places are not meant to stay open. Naica was never a normal cave system for tourism. Access depended on mining infrastructure. For a brief window, humans could study what had been hidden for ages. Once exposed to air, the crystals faced conditions different from the ones that formed them. The same water that hid the cave may also be what protects it. Today, the cave is not a place people simply decide to visit. When the pumps stop, groundwater can return, covering the chamber again. In a strange way, the cave may be safest when humans cannot reach it. Naica reminds us that discovery can be both a gift and a disturbance. The cave was not waiting for us. It was part of a hidden Earth system. Humans saw it for a moment, measured what they could, and left before the cave took control again. The crystals remain a record of conditions almost impossible to repeat on the surface. It shows that Earth does not need fantasy to create something unbelievable. The cave is beautiful, not because it welcomes us, but because it does not. Heat, water, minerals, darkness, and time built a place humans could barely enter. And somewhere below Naica, that hidden world may be sealed away once again. The Crystal Cave is not just a wonder. It is Earth reminding us of our limits.